Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. I have just realised that I've crashed this morning. So I've got a list. Luckily, I did write a list in the week. Um, I did actually prepare for once, so that's extra handy, or it'd just be me sat staring like this, going, um, welcome to Sunday morning coffee. It's a fun time every Sunday. If you've not been here before, we discuss what's been happening this week. Quite a lot of happenings. Just generally what's going on. So any gossip, just gossip, but any gossip I can tell you, Um, and everyone in the chat's really lovely, so you should have a little hangout. It was on a Friday last week, and I know I got less viewers than normal. But if you missed it, you can go back and have a look because I think it was quite a good one. Probably, I quite like doing the evening shows. It's a different vibe. So hello, yes. What have I got in the list of things? Yawn. Got a yawn. Came for the early chat, stayed for the clown dungeon. Yes, just in case you are someone with a fear of clowns, there will be no clown visuals in. Oh, not much clown chat. It was a clickbait. In this video, so you don't need to worry. What have I got on here? What have I done? I've done a lot this week. I have done so much. Um, and I did some cool stuff at the weekend, and I did some cool stuff on Friday. And I did go and see Sarissa, and they did have a clown dungeon. That isn't a lie. So yes, here we go. How should we start? I have a much required coffee. Um, you would tell me if I was drinking from the wrong mug. What? This is paint water. Why didn't any? It's a coffee. It's just a very milky coffee. I was thinking about how everyone mocks my coffees for being so milky. Um, but it's just a latte. That's a latte. It's like if you get it in a cafe, it's fine. But if Annie pours a whole mug of milk with a bit of coffee in it, so where are we starting? I'll talk about my crashing, so you're not like, oh God, Annie's a bit today. Um, so the last 2 weeks, I've done an obscene amount of paperwork because I got really behind in paperwork with the move and just loads of small tasks. And they're the tasks that are just like, we're a million tasks. You can't tackle us because there's so many of us. But I did. So I have been. Oh, Gary is at Comic Con, or going to Comic Con. Just moving around. I'm sat wonky on the chair. Everything's off today. It's all going wrong. It's not going wrong. So I have done a bazillion things this week, which would have been a really nice, like, we'll have the weekend off, but I haven't. I've been doing more exertive work, and I think this morning I got up and went, yeah, there it is. I've been like, I'm on fire, all of this stuff. So I did a whole bunch of boring stuff, but I did it to the point that I earned myself a little well done sticker. I'm in grey. I'm grey. I earned myself a well done sticker on Friday. Um, because yeah, I got very behind. The move got me behind with some paperwork that meant I got fined, which was awesome as well. So I was sorting all that sort of stuff out, and yeah, lots of bits that are just, yeah, they suck, but I've done them. Woo! Um, which was a really good achievement, especially at the end of Friday. I finished something massive and was like, yes, let's do it. Um, and what have we got? I should give you like a little menu of what we're talking about. Sarissa, Partisan, Warhammer Girls, research. I've just written bills. So many bills this week. It's been like, how can I get this bill to be paid? Well, I guess if I chase that invoice, then that bill can get paid. And I haven't had a restock in a while. They should probably come on, get a restock. Cool, now I can pay that. So that sort of funds juggling. Completed it, mate. Done all that too. My misery this morning, I was thinking, I don't personally know of anyone, although they definitely exist. I don't think I like know anyone that's in not the exact same position as me, but um, somebody that like does it alone. that I'm on my own and manage all of my life and house and all that sort of stuff, which is just not kitted out to one human being, and the business, which is partly why I'm just knackered all the time. And it's not a problem with me or the business, it's a problem with the world, with society. There's always that balance of someone else that can do that bit, but when you're kind of doing all of the two things, it is just a lot. And I was thinking about this yesterday because the washing machine has broke again, and I was really close. I think if I wasn't on my medication, I would have killed it with hammers. I really wanted to kill it with hammers. Um, so after the shenanigans, losing 2 days of work, well, doing it at home, but it's not quite the same, to get the just to wait for the guy to come and do the a bit of painting in the bathroom. And it's I rent. I'll never be able to. I was also thinking, I don't have that many fellow renter friends. Fellow renter friends, make yourselves known. Because it's really hard to talk to anyone about. Because I go, oh, this, and then people go, well, you should just withhold your rent. And like, it's been a while, hasn't it, since you've rented? It's horrible out there. You can't withhold rent. You're basically at the mercy of whatever they want you to do. Um, so that because they kept giving us the wrong date, so then it was like waiting in, but nothing was happening. And then the washing machine broke like this time last week. So I've been rationing clothes because I didn't what was it? I've been washing clothes a lot less than I should because the sound of the washing machine is making me want to murder because it's so loud. So I put off doing it, and then obviously the washing machine breaks again for the fourth time, and then I've got no clothes. So I've been clothes rationing in the week. And then the guy came Saturday. So I had to deal with the guy fixing it. And then after the guy went, it broke again. But it kind of works. So I can just about do some washing. But it means every like little now and again it goes beep, 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 beep. So I've been researching, which I'll go into. I've been doing my research, not for the washing machines. So I've had lots of progress, and I've been doing my World War II resistance brief. And I was like, finally, I can get everything set out, cleaned the living room. So there seems to be hay everywhere. So I could sit down, get all my books. And then it's like every few minutes, this reminder that, yeah, we've got to supply white goods, but the washing machine, well, to be fair, I don't know what class, the washing machine and the oven come with the place. Um, and this is just me ranting about my personal, but that's what you get on Sunday morning coffee. The it's to remind homeowners that you are blessed. I know there's other issues because then you've got to get it sorted yourself and all that, but um, I'm not saying I'm the only one with problems, but it's the specific problems that there's not many people that seem to have. But hello, fellow renter Joey. Yes. Um, so what was it? Brain. Um, yeah, they don't like doing things between tenants. So we've got like a hole in the floor and like nothing works. But they're like, we normally do that between tenancies. I'm like, but I want to be here for ages. Do I have to move out and move back in to get you to do the stuff? Um, so that I'm sure they've spent more on a call out guy than was it a call out guy than just getting us. We were looking because obviously with Andy, we were looking at getting a new washing machine last night and just paying for one. It's like, oh, then we're gonna have to pay that much money and then get a man to fix it, or woman, probably a man. And then if it breaks, then we have to pay. We can't do that either. No. So Andy left this morning and attempted to do some washing, but it's been beeping. So this morning I've been having to sit front and washing. But anyway, I could just rant about landlords and stuff for ages. But it's little things that just add up. So now I'm like, I'm gonna have to take some day off next week to wait in for the man to come and have another assessment at the washing machine at any point during the day to then have to then see if he can get another form sent off to see maybe if we can get like the cheapest washing machine in the world that probably costs them like 150 quid or something. Like, just do it. Anyway, also next door had a big karaoke party. No, they're really good. They're really good. But out of the blue, just had like the loudest party in the world. And I think because my piece was being like the thing that was particularly agitating me was noise yesterday. It was just the worst combo. I was very good. I didn't knock on the wall or anything. Um, but yeah, oh my god, brain. But just managing these stupid little things just takes up a lot of brain, and then it's just trying to also run a business somehow. Um, yeah, just it's fun. And yeah, none of this is moaning about Squid. Squid is ace. It's an ongoing frustration that the world's just well, it's not built for one person. The only reason that I'm not in an absolute mess is because Andy lives here, but it's still not the same in that sort of sense. But if I think if he wasn't here as just another human being in the house, I'd probably have absolutely lost my mind. I think he's off playing Warhammer. Oh, he's off playing Warhammer, so it's fine. It's fine. Mm-mm. But like, yeah, if Andy didn't live here now, and he only kind of moved in by accident, I wouldn't be able to live here. There's no way now that I could pay the rent. Whereas when I moved here, it was a bit tight, but it was okay. But it's gone up so much now that the chaos. Yes, he's got his chaos. He's old worlding. Um, yeah, there's no way. I think that also just leans into when people kind of go, "Oh, you should do all this, make that," and I'm like, I really don't think a lot of people realise how little budget I'm kind of on at the moment. Um, and how little I physically like own is very small, but not in a like poor woe is me, but just like I know I'm a business owner, but I basically live like a student. After 10 years, I still live like a student. But it's generally fine until something annoys me, like just fix my washing machine. Um, Andy is a good lad. He is a good lad. But yeah, I don't know what I'd do if he hadn't moved in now because of the price of stuff. I'd probably be one of those like 10 people random houses. So, and it's all just randomers in there and it's horrible. That's more accurate to what my current lifestyle would be. It's just very lucky that Andy accidentally moved. It's fine. But yeah, stuff's just not built for that. But anyway, I've got cool stuff. I'm really sorry I've just started with a little ramble. Um, but yeah, I kind of just this morning went, oh no, it's gonna be one of those crappy shows where I ruin it. But not yet, maybe. Although in my dream last night I held the biggest hamster in the world. I went, this is the biggest hamster I've ever seen. So that was kind of cool. So anyway, anyway, um, so I think partly just because I've been doing lots of that busy work this week. Paperwork, forms, paying bills, um, sending bills, doing all that sort of stuff. It's been that like this isn't the fun bit of the work, but I've been doing it really heavily to get to the fun bit of doing the work, which I'm at. But it's still hard. It's fun but hard. So I think I probably shouldn't have decided to work heavily this weekend. I think that's the issue here. I did get very excited. I came back Friday and went, I finished the tasks, everything that was on my list. I can have a beer. I got a hose as well. I finally got a hose for the garden. So instead of going out with watering cans all the time, all I needed was a um what's it adapter for the tap. Um, and I just hadn't found one that fits the tap because it's a weird one. Um, but I did. I did. So I was able to hose the garden. So Friday I was there with like my can of beer and the hose, just going beer and hose, I guess. Um, and I went, yeah, that's it. But yeah, so I'll actually talk about some stuff. If I've got any new viewers, hopefully they've not just been put off. How large the hamster was? Cushion size, dog size, horse size. No, it was just like kind of small guinea pig size. So it was realistic, the largest hamster. It was kind of like, yeah, like that big. Um, yeah, adapter. Um, mm-mm. Hmm. So where are we? But I did also put in some little trips, and I had a really nice day on Friday, even though I did some of the worst tense paperwork. Um, so I guess I'll skip a bit. I won't go chronologically. I'll talk about Sarissa. I went to visit Sarissa on Friday. I've been meaning to for ages, and I kept making it into more of a big quest than I should have. And whilst I was on it, and I'm like getting through the tasks, I went, let's go to Sarissa. I don't need to bring anything. I can just go say hi, suss it out, and then make preparations for the other thing that I'm doing with them instead of doing it all immediately. Um, so I went because I can get the train. They're in Langley Mill, so I thought. So I get the tram to my office, and the tram goes through the train station. So I thought, cool. Tram, train station to them, see them, train back, tram to work. So I won't lose much work time, and it's a little trip out. And I was on the train on Friday with my little iced why are iced lattes so expensive? It's like and they're going, you don't know how poor I am. But anyway, I got this expensive iced latte. So I got this iced latte. Would you pay extra for the cold, the cool? Um, so the iced latte and the little bun, and it was sunny, and I was on a train going, oh, on an adventure. I'm only on it for 2 stops to Langley Mill, but it was still like, yeah. I think getting out of the routine is also good. Um, so so I went and explored. Yeah, pay extra to have it watered down with melted ice. It does feel like a millennial tax. They know, but somehow they got me because they're really nice. They're nice and refreshing on a hot day. So yeah, I went and saw Sarissa. All the squad were in, so that was really nice. Got to catch up. Got to discuss the secret thing. I don't know, let's do some eyebrows. I can spoke just as I'm doing that. Got to discuss the stuff. Check out some of the thingies. It was very nice. A few people went, "Oh, I didn't realise Sarissa did tours." They don't. I don't. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure they don't. Because they're not just like me. I'm just an office. They're a full-on factory. They've got loads of people. Um, they've got all the machines running and all sorts of top secret things. So I'm pretty sure they don't do a random like you can have a little wander around. I did steal a drumstick off them, the little drumstick sweets. I went, yeah, have that. Remembered that later in the day and went, yes. So it was really nice. I can't really say much more. Um, but yeah, I got to see some. I saw some stuff. Oh yeah, so the clown thing. It used to be. I don't know if Mum's still here or if she's gone because I've been moaning. But if she is, make yourself known, Mother. So the Sarissa building used to be a soft play. Those like soft play warehouses where you have all the ball pits and bouncies and stuff. Yes, Lil. So, so the Sarissa was basically Dynamites. So I used to go as a kid. Mum would take us to Dynamites in Corby, and that was one of those places. And I even had a birthday party there, and I found my little birthday party pictures where I found the Dynamite dino that I'd met. Um, so I was like, no way. And this is so when they moved in, it was still all kitted out. And they didn't keep it. I totally would have kept more. There's remnants. So I did put something like remnants of clowns, and everyone went, oh, that's not very nice. What bits of clowns? So they did take quite a lot down, which I was like, oh, this workshop's amazing. My image of Sarissa is high. And then I found out that they took a load of like the decor down. I went, man, I know now. Don't know about these guys anymore. Thought I knew them, but maybe. But there's still quite a few bits around, including the mesh bit, like the mesh protector on stairs, and like the tubes and the beams that are like wrapped in the nice, not so bad if you bang your head, but still kind of hurt stuff. So that was like a blast from the past. So they used to have like a disco ball. They've still got these big lights that they've not used. So I was like, why do you not have like it's Friday night, it's 5 o'clock, and then like and then all the lights for like the disco. Um, so that was kind of cool. So I've decided if I end up in a warehouse at some point, it has to have been a clown dungeon. So yeah, loads of the decals are still up in unexpected places. Clown. So do not go there if you have issues with clowns. Or like Finding Nemo and stuff like that. But yeah, it brought all the Dynamites memories back. I was like, oh man, I want to go to Dynamites. And you think, actually, ball pits are probably really unhygienic because looking back on it, but we didn't care. We didn't care back then. Mm-mm. So it was really nice. So thank you, Sarissa, for letting me round. And it was nice. And I said they were like, what's the the main, point today? Because I didn't bring like anything for what we were supposed to be like mainly chatting about. This was like the pre-meeting to the meeting. Um but I was like, I'm lonely. I'm just lonely. Because I'd gone and saw North Star the week before, like I miss having people around. The people at the new building are nice, but I haven't got anyone that I kind of pop in and chat with. So I've just been a bit like just alone, just alone. So it was nice. It was nice to see them. So I can collect Sarissa off. I did the enormous manual stock check, which I've been meaning to do for a while. So the stock is actually accurate on the website. So yay! Which means that oh no, Jill works in a ball pit place. Never go near the ball pits. Yeah, because I've seen like them cleaning them on TikTok, but I think yeah, all it takes is one accident. Even if you cleaned it every day, it wouldn't be enough, surely. The innocence of youth. I don't know why I'm pointing a pencil at you. Um, yes, the manual stock check. Mainly, it wasn't things that were out of stock but said in stock. It's things that were in stock but said out of stock. So if there's stuff you've been looking for, if there's stuff you've been looking for and you've gone, oh, it's out of stock, it's probably in stock now because I had it the whole time. I was just waiting for after salute to get everything sort of counted back up again. And I've done a mega restock of some things too. We've had some delays with the resin, so if there's some resin stuff and you're like, bloody hell, she's still not got back in stock. It's coming. It will come. um, so the stock check that was fun. That was a hoot. We got bills, admin paperwork, all the fun. Yes, we've done that. Game newsletter. So I put the latest news, the newsletter out. Got a few unsubscribes, but actually not that much more than usual. I normally get every time I do a newsletter, someone goes, "Oh, I'm subscribed to this," but you can give a reasoning. Because you can just put no reason, or you can put, and so I obviously got a few inappropriate content, and I'm never sure if that puts me on like a strike with MailChimp or anything, but it always just feels like it's the worst one because it's not inappropriate content, so it's the absolute I'm a big homophobe. I know who you are. Because I was like, oh, this is going to be a risky one. I've got the what is it? Well, yeah, Pride Dice restock. They've come. Woo, Pride Dice restock. Um, the Women in Warhammer Day, which I'll also talk about, which had a big trans flag. Um, and I'd put the gay stuff category up. So I thought, whoop, let's see how many I lose this time. But yeah, like a fair few, but again, normally lose some anyway. You win some, you lose some. So that's nice, actually. It's like considering I've been more not militant, but a bit more in your face with some of the stuff and going, well, that's me on self-destruct. Actually, it's not, and it's been a very small minority of people have been terrible. So again, I hope that encourages more people to be, out there a bit more rather than. There's also the thing on, especially it's come from TikTok, but it's kind of gone everywhere else where it's like you don't say the words anymore, and that's bothered me. So I'm trying to power through, even if it hurts the algorithms, because I think it's weird. So like you can't say killed, you have to say unalived. But then there's big channels going, look, kill, 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 look, it's not affecting my views, it's a myth. So I don't know. I'm sure there's definitely some truth in it, but so I was posting the other day and I'm like, I need to post the word Nazi because we're talking about Nazis. I don't want to censor that and fascism and stuff like that. So I've been experimenting with that, but it was a Cyber Goblin. There was a games fair on local this weekend, and it was lots of Pride stuff on sale. It was lovely to see. Yay! So it's good. And yeah, for like everyone who leaves, someone who's already there or is new is happier. So I'll go on to talking about the Warhammer girls. So last Friday I was like, I don't know where to go, I'm shy. And I did. I had a nice time. So thank you, because that was partly that kick up the ass and some of the women in the stream. Also, cheers, Bob. Bob came along and Kinsfolk, and I don't know if anyone else was and was lurking, but we all went off after the last stream to Jamie Daggers, who was painting Turkey Man. And there were some people in that chat that were going, come to. So it was a gathering. It was more of a. He works as just saying other words such as reform. It's true. Oh yeah, that. I'll put, as soon as I'm in that mood, I'll put that on my list as well. VE Day. Right. What have we got? I'm meeting some people in an hour. They knew this was going to happen. Though I don't know if they're watching this right now. Um, oh yeah, yeah, and like the word Hitler. But I need to talk about Hitler because they're resisting Hitler. The people I'm making the minis of are resisting Hitler. So, what have we got? Oh, Peter Bryan's not being real punk. You don't know punk. uh, Boy My Girls. Yes, it was Ace. So it was just a sort of a. I think it was originally the fans of Sisters of Eldar that are. I don't know what the word is, not content creators. Probably that's the term, but I don't like it as a term. People who do they do a lot of advocating for women in Warhammer, and they do a lot of painting and just blogging, you know what I mean, blogging and that sort of thing. So I think it was a bit of like their fans meetup that got a bit bigger. So it kind of just became like if you're woman, woman, you don't have to be a woman. It was just more like women appreciators come along. So where are we at? I'm really not brained on today, so I do apologise. But yeah, it was just a lovely day. Though I didn't go for the full day because I was already a bit empty. But I chatted to some people, and it was really nice. And I did a little painting. I saw Louise, and she gave me a little. Oh, it was in my pocket. My other pocket gave me a little nurgling, so I painted that. Um, what's the word? Don't know. But yeah, the people were nice. And I thought, oh, when I was a kid, this would have, like, even now, but I thought that would have made me, like, my inner child is happy because, like, look at all these women all just hanging out, painting stuff. We did a nice group photo, and someone got the big trans flag out the front. So I was like, yes, because you're never entirely sure sometimes. It's like, I don't know quite the vibe. Does this include? Yes, excellent. So that then caused some issues online, but again, only a really small amount of people. But I decided it was more a testimony to my own fans because on the main page I only had to delete. I've jinxed it now, but I only had to delete one guy on the Facebook page because I knew the trans flag would be would be more antagonising than winning because that's how it is at the moment. Um, but I was watching it like a hawk in the comments, going, anyone who starts, anyone who laugh reacts, you're out, you are done for. And yeah, it was when I went for my tea and someone messaged going, there's a guy adopted. Oh, great, got rid of that. It's been good. So it's given me quite a bit of hope that one, that I've got a really good following and that it is the minority. But I know if that was posted in like the 40k for adults group or whatever, it would have been awful. So what else? So yeah, that was really nice. And I met some new people, and a lot of them are going to Expo, so that'll be really good. Um, and it was really nice. What have I got? Really nice. That. Partisan is next Sunday. I got confused, thought it was today. Told Mum that it was today, and had to chisel. She probably made her bacon sandwiches. I went, oops, next week, which is kind of good because I've still got stuff to prep for that. But yeah, if you want to collect anything at Partisan, if you're at Expo and want to collect anything, just choose collect at the shop bit or just send me an email and give me a list you can pay on the day. They finally announced this one of the secrets. There's a marquee. There's a marquee at Partisan, and I'm in the marquee. I might tell you my marquee story, or shall I do it afterwards? What have I got? So I'm in the marquee as you go in. So you're going to be able to go in. There's a bring and buy, which is new, which I'm dangerously close to. Any pre-painted terrain, I'm in. and there's me, and I think there's someone else, but I couldn't see on the map. I tried zooming and it just went pixelated. This is pretty standard for war game shows. So I'm in that bit. I don't know which one I am, but that's also where you get your wristbands as well, so you won't be able to avoid me. I'm never a fan of a side room, and it classes as a side room, but I'm at the point where I'll do anything to get back in a show at the moment. I can set up in the car park if it means I can get back in the show, please. Um, Being in the market is appropriate when you're working on La Resistance. Yes. Um, oh no, this is why everyone's a clown. Oh no, the clown, the clowns! I've jinxed it. I've brought clowns in. Ewok Kebab says I find marquee stories to be a bit intense. This is good. It's good you can override my inherent like grumpiness that I've got this morning. Oh, I'm cheering up. This is what happens. I cheer up. I start off and I'm like, oh god, and then a bit more cheery. Um, So yeah, Partisan next Sunday. I am looking forward to, because I don't do many shows anymore, and the ones I do are very hectic and intense. So it's nice to have one where I can have a bit more of a chat, especially if you want to talk World War II Resistance. So what have we got? Warhammer Girls, B-Day, and research. I'll do research first because it kind of ties in, and then I should probably go and have a shower. Um, my foolish friends said that they can meet me at 11 because that gives plenty of time to be done with Sunday movie. And I did say, I just make it 11:30, because I've got and I'm not washed or anything. I got up and I was just like, I've run out of Annie, and then I was just on the sofa on my phone looking at TikToks, going, oh, I don't know. Um, so I may tone down the work that I do today. But I'll tell you about what I did yesterday. I took a picture of the current state of the living room. And I love it. This is what I love. I'm more annoyed that there's things in the way, like this goddamn beeping washing machine and the karaoke last night. Although I realised, so it was karaoke, but it was in a different language. Um, and then I thought, actually, listening to people's karaoke when it's in a different language and it's songs that I don't know, I think is preferable because I don't know if they were killing it or not in either way, whether it was appalling. So, like, if they were singing, like, I can't live, if living is about you, I'd have been like, oh, but it was just some sounds and I didn't know if they were doing it at the right time or the wrong time. So that's like, as karaoke to over here goes, probably wasn't that bad. It means I'm now permitted one karaoke night. I reckon that's how it works. Yeah, looking at can't leave. So, oh yeah, if I put the lightness up, we found that, isn't it? That you can see. If I turn the screen around, can't live anymore. When we're young. Oh, there we go. Don't know if you'll see it. So that's my floor at the minute. They were in piles, but then I think I tried getting off the sofa and then couldn't because there were books, and then it all just went to hell then. Um, so yeah, there's a snapshot into my brain at the moment. But what's been happening is for the last like 2 years plus, I've been researching the women of the resistance, and there's just so much that I get into the research too much, which is not a bad problem to have, but it's just not getting me into the designing figures process. I just couldn't decide how I was going to start this first Kickstarter, but I have. So on my other bit of paper I have here, this is what I was doing yesterday. I'm going, right, who am I? Who am I? Who am I making? Who is making round one? And I said to the sculptor, this is what's got me having to do it this weekend. I said to the sculptor, I promise on Monday briefs for the project. But I'm sure he'll be happy with the overall brief, but enough to get started on. So I don't have to have the entire thing set out, because it's a lot. So what I've decided to do is, I know it's stuck in my head now as well. So what I've decided to do is a few people from not each country, because that suggests if I don't do them, it was a country that didn't partake in resistance, but from several countries across the world, because it was going to be Europe at the start, but just a few, just to start off. Although I counted it and there's 27 apparently, but I'm gonna, as I get through the research, it may be a bit less when I start sort of consolidating. So I've currently got Netherlands, French, Belgium, Czech. Was it Czech Republic then? This is me not know. No, Czech Republic now, Czechoslovakia then, but also known as Czechia. Is that correct? Denmark, Germany, Italy, UK, USSR, Poland, Greece, Norway, Yugoslavia, Albania. Although I've put not for this project because there's a whole Albanian resistance thing, and I want that to be its um, own thing. Because I'm gonna do just some sort of characters to start, so it gets everyone a bit excited for what there's gonna be, and sort of go, "Will you do this quick?" I will, but I'm gonna flesh them all out. But it's sometimes even harder because it's a bit like doing 27 community figures at once. Because whilst the fashion and things are similar, there's the differences, still slight differences, and the research for each person. So that's been taking me a while, but I did get some complete yesterday, which is good. So I haven't done any sketches yet. I've just been doing the typing. So I've been doing it all in spreadsheet format this time. Spain, Spain not on my list. Why is Spain not on my list? Sorry, it's like I'm doing this to hurt you, Bob. Spain. That was me just scribbling yesterday. Oh, 29, 28. Although I think it's going to be 26. I'm going to cull some of them. Um, what I really want to do, the two that I'm well hyped because I've done the most research on, is Netherlands and Germany. But I'm going to have to be restrained just so there's, say, a bit of everything to get people going. A lot of them, you don't have to use them as those people. They'll fit in all sorts of different places. So yeah, it's going to be cool. I've got a whole list of names here, and so many of them I cannot pronounce, and I don't know how to pronounce. But the ones we're definitely should do some spoilers. The ones we're definitely doing are Hans and Sophie Scholl. I need to check that. I was researching the crap up yesterday. Oh yeah, and I got into a thing about men's fashion because I was trying to find stuff for Hans, because there's a lot of the people where there's photos. They're sort of am I looking at? Like, it's mug shots and things like that, so you don't see what the rest of what they're wearing is. So I was trying to find out the rest of some of Hans' uniforms, clothing, and I ended up in the history of men's fashion of the 40s onwards. I didn't know. Again, I didn't fully go in depth, so it might be entirely wrong. But monocles were basically killed by the Nazis because so many Nazis wore monocles that everyone that had a monocle kind of went, I don't think I'll be doing that. But they are coming back in, so maybe it was a temporary monocle issue. And I didn't know the history of zoot suits, and that's fascinating. That it became almost like a resistance to your own country by wearing the zoot suit, by going, look how much fabric I'm using. And the zoot suit riots of 43. I'm like, that's fun. I've got Penny, I'm supposed to design figures. Oops. So there's loads. So that's one in the eye for 40s fashion. So their designs, I've still hit a bit of a wall with the exact posing, but I'm hoping when I talk to Alan, he'll come up with some good ideas. A man figure. Revellins, the Oversteegen sisters, Hanny Shaft, they're going to be a pack together. Simone Seguin. Again, these are all I've just read them. I haven't watched anything, so I don't know how the pronunciation. It will get better. I won't go through the list of everyone because it'll just be me badly pronouncing names. But one that I'm not excited to do. It sounds weird, but excited. Because I just want to tell these stories. That's part of this. Like, that's the vessel for telling the story. I realise I'm at the interesting bit now. I should have started with this instead of moaning about my washing machine and how life is hard for me. It's hard for everyone. But the specific, I need some fellow like single renter business owning friends. I can just go, there's so much. Like, just want someone to cook me a meal. I just want to come home and someone go, you know what, I'm gonna cook you a meal. I go, that is fantastic. Here is a cup of tea. It's just having to do everything times two because of the business as well. I think I said about that trending couple on TikTok, the Darshan Samuel, where there's kind of like Samuel who does all the stuff, and then he's like, "Hi, I'm Darshan. I just want to be Darshan for a week and just not have to make a million micro decisions and shuffles and stuff." That's all. Anyway, I'm very warm. Also, it's very warm out there. Um, what we got? So Zoya, Zoya, whose name? Let's see if I can show you that without spoiling everything else. Oh no! No, 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 no! Wrong, I've gone wrong. There we are. That name, cause yeah. But I'll find that on a video, or I'll ask someone. But yeah, Zoya. Um, actually, here's a little bit of what's it? Fun fact. The code, the SKU code for the Soviets is Fzed. And a lot of people go, that doesn't make sense, because obviously you get home front is HF, and it makes some sort of sense. But Fzed, you're like, well, what's that? It's for Zoya, because that was a bit of a chant that it was. Oh, my throat now. That people say we're doing this for Zoya. So she was a partisan that was very horribly and brutally killed. And she became a bit of a, I can't remember if she got like a post heroine of the Soviet, something like that. Again, I've been looking so broadly at things that the information sticking in my head's been a bit. I haven't got my research notes in front of me, just the titles from my scribbling yesterday morning, going right, who's making the cut. And so yeah, she's going to be a figure. And I'm like, yes, so yeah, I get to make her a figure. And it's going to be nice to make people that are kind of very, very well known in their own countries, but not so much outside of it, and kind of create that nice coming togetheriness, which hopefully will work. So everyone's got your person. You at least one person, that's like the statue of or whatever. I've been looking at some Italian people that are just because I've got 3 Italians helping me now, and finding information on people where there's and going, wow, there is like basically nothing about them written in English. It's all in Italian. Luckily, you can translate roughly online, but yeah, just proving that like the fact there's nothing written in English, or even just things like there's a Wikipedia, but it goes there's no English equivalent. I'm like, oh, this person was huge though. So to be able to like get all that out, and it's going to go bigger and bigger, I think it's going to be really good. So I'm really hyped for it. I've made a few posts about VE Day because I was a bit awkward about it, because I'm obviously in the middle of researching all this resistance stuff, playing around with this pencil. And there's a lot of like, yeah, let's not have this happen again, when they're talking to like people in the crowds at the celebrations and stuff. And it's like, yeah, gladly that we won't be doing that. And it's like, oh, but those people just voted fascists again. They're just not the same ones. So I don't understand that it's like, oh, we'll have all these parties in the streets because we've defeated fascism, but you've just voted for fascism. It's just got a new hat. It's got a different hat, but it's the same. But it's happening again, but you're also saying it won't happen again. And then I had this whole like, for some people, is it not that, we I was about to do that. It's not that, because we did win them, but the whole we won the war, is that for every? I have always thought surely it's yes, we won, we defeated the people that were doing the really bad things. Obviously, everyone's done. Oh God, this is horrible. Nothing's as simple as good and evil and all that sort of stuff. But hooray, we've defeated Hitler and the Nazis. They were doing some very horrible things, and that is great. And then I think, has that kind of over the years, or just the whole time, there's a section of people that it wasn't about that. It was just more of a football sort of, yeah, we won, rather than what it was about, what the fascism, all that was happening. And like, it is, I guess, it's got to be that it's a yeah, it's all absolute disconnect. That yeah, it was more that the we won, like you got those T-shirts where it was like the football World War Germany things, and like rather than what was defeated, like what ideologies were defeated. So that again has got me really hyped. Hyped has got me well hyped. But for this project, to like, because I like feel really powerless against it all. I'm like, oh, I am in a position where I can do some stuff, and I can at the very least tell the stories of these people, because that's what's bothered me, that I'm learning about like Hans and Sophie getting killed horrifically really young, um, that they went out there and did, they did um, risk it all to stop this, and then it feels like a waste of time almost. Like that's peeing all over what they've done to continue this sort of thing. So at least by telling the stories and getting people thinking about it a bit more, because I've been reading them going, God, what am I doing? What am I actually doing? So it's radicalizing me a little bit, and I'm hoping that that'll get people yeah, what's the word? Get people really like thinking about it, so have that impact. So it's always more than just miniatures, and I think that's why I'm less bothered about losing people because of politics work, because it is politics. Is the whole point. Um, yeah, right. This is the PR team of fascism is second to none. That sort of thing, and yes, the amount of money to promote that sort of thing. So yeah, at least while the world's burning somewhat, because those stories are so important, and I think I said last week about how they're actively being deleted as well. You need to just keep repeating them and like what these people did, and the tactics that they used could be used today as well. I've been reading the White Rose pamphlets yesterday, and you could just swap Germany for Britain or America for a lot of the stuff that they were put in. Um, I mean, we should just republish the White Rose pamphlets, really. So yeah, it's been emotional because yeah, going through the people and looking at the photos and stuff, and you're like, yeah, they're just teenagers. There's a lot of teenagers. Part of the planning is doing the blanks. I need to show you some of the blanks. Whether they're more, I've said before, they're not like the old school blanks where you just change the heads and hands. They're basically those armless mannequins. So I normally sculpt the bottom half, and then they just sort of merge into a shape of the person. They just help get more figures. So I've been planning them out, and I'm like, quite a lot of these are going to be too small for it because they're teenagers. I don't want them too big, but I'm like, it's going to cost me more, whereas no one would probably care. But I want to make the point that they're a bit ganglier. They're kids effectively, but they're also not small enough that I can use the blanks that I made for the evacuees and girl guides. I'm like, damn it, damn you, older teenagers. Um, so I'm going to have to spend more to get that done, but I think it'll be worth it for the overall effect as well. So when you see them, you'll be like, oh, some of these are a bit smaller. It's not; they're just teenagers, so there's going to be a little height discrepancy. Um, but yeah, I'm really really hyped for it. But I think because yesterday I didn't move, that also doesn't help. So I pretty much was on the sofa all day with all these books and stuff in really bad posture, and then kind of just went. Nah. I did have a small nap. There's a small nap on the hammock as well. What am I looking at? Just read some lines. Um, and yeah, and I did put that post up for VA Day. And that was quite poignant. If you didn't see it, I was saying I was photographing my I'll go soon. I need to jump in the shower and get ready. They'll be here in half an hour. Um, I was trying to photograph that dancing vignette, and I couldn't get Nor and Yet Khan out of the way. And I was like, get out of the way, because they're on the they all share the. I should have got it out actually. They all share the slab because it's part of the display slab from the display cabinets, and I don't want to. I could have got them off and made a whole scene, but I'm like, we're too close to Expo. I'm probably going to try and get it off the thing and just project it into like a nearby well or something. So just on the little setup I've got, Norin Khan's kind of like in the bit where I'd have a gap, and I was like, you know, Doreen, trying to like do that. Um, and yeah, then there was that like, oh yeah, you can't because she's out of focus because she's a bit further back as well. I'm like, oh, she is the ghost effectively. You can't get her out of the way because she was there. And it's obviously a metaphor. I just if I wasn't hadn't put her in that particular place, but it made me think about that because it's that like yeah, let's all party and celebrate. But so many of the people that made that possible didn't make it, and without that and the work that those people did, it is a bit pointless. So yeah, yeah. So let's not have people die in vain if they're going to die, which is horrible. Maybe make sure that more people don't have to die in vain. Yay! Annie's roundup of the thing. So yeah, the brief is coming along. Most of it say I can't show you. It's mostly on the computer. Um, but I've cheered up talking about fascism. So I really want to get this moving. So I'm gonna have a big old meeting with Sculptor next week, just on the phone because I can't go anywhere. I'll probably have to wait for this goddamn washing machine. Oh, So horrible. Just get us a new washing machine. I'm gonna GoFundMe for a new washing machine. I'm not, so don't even. I just want a washing machine that works. Um, oh, I've got that. Let me just finish that. Thanks for cheering me up a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it a bit easier and try and not get all of the briefs done, but at least just the basics for them. Because part of the just spat of coffee out. Part of the part of the brief is also figuring out what blanks things use. I'm going to get more blanks made to increase even more the poses as well. So that'll be a lot of the start. So a lot of the figures won't be able to get anywhere beyond whether they are wearing shoes and a skirt or trousers and shoes or boots. That's the main thing that he needs to know at the moment, other than the ones that can be made from scratch. So that's why I've been doing the briefs for the younger people, because they'll all be made entirely from scratch. But then, oh yes, you can help me. I need a pose for Hans Skull. Need to Hans needs a pose. He's got a briefcase because I'm doing it based on the day they got arrested. I was also looking at the guy who got them arrested, and I was like, "Ah, oh, you asshole." So, um, so they did all that work, and then one of their flyering. So they run the White Rose, so it was information and like, what's the words? Just call to action to German people, basically. And at the end, they were leafleting around a university, and then at the end, they had a bunch of extra ones and just like chucked them down the stairwell, like in. Why's my brain died? What's the film? The one with Heath Ledger, and it's The Taming of the Shrew. Why is my brain dead? What's it called? It's one of my favourite films. Someone's gonna 10 things I hate about you. Yes, it was total 10 things I hate about you. Throwing the flyers down the stairs. That. um, and they got spotted by a janitor, who looked the school down, and got the Gestapo in, and that was the end. But there was a photo of the guy, so I was like, "Look at you! Like, of course it was you." He did have a crap time afterwards. He didn't fully get away with it, but So I was like, "Look at you!" Just like knobbing. That's not the word. Um, Dibbing in some kids. What else? What was I going to say? So on that, so because they were then arrested, they're wearing those particular clothes as well. I'm going to do without the jacket though. Groundskeeper Willie. Going to do without the jacket. So she's got a top skirt and knitted cardi, which she's got in quite a lot of her pictures. And he's got the the knitted V-neck vest, suspenders underneath, trousers, so there's no belt because there's suspenders, and sort of normal loafery type shoes. But I don't know what he's doing. And I don't want them just to be like leaflets, because it just really diminishes that they were just some like leaflet hander outers. But the leaflets was a big, or pamphlets was a big. So I think I've kind of got one for Sophie that would work, but Hans, I'm kind of, because I don't have any men figures, and because they're not having like the sky's the limit. I can do any pose. And I was looking at male model poses last night, going, oh dear, none of those are normal stances. I was just trying to look for a stance that wasn't just man walking, because he's going to have his suitcase that's got all of the flyers in. So I was even thinking, I was like, foot on suitcase, maybe foot on suitcase. Maybe I could foot on button if I do it sideways. And and I didn't want him to just be like that. Um, braces rather, not suspenders. That's the other one. Leaflet shooting. Cyber Goblin, would it be too small to sculpt a White Rose and a suit lapel? It will not. So Sophie's got one, although in her photo she's just got like a daisy badge, but I'm turning it into a White Rose. She obviously wouldn't have worn that because it would have been a bit of a giveaway. Who are these mysterious White Rose agents? And she's got like the t-shirt from QWERTY with White Rose Gang on it. But so they're always representations. So he's gonna have one, I think, just sort of like by the handle bit on his suitcase, so it's just kind of there, like it's been popped on, or he's holding it with the handle as well. 'cause I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I was also looking at one of the posts I was looking at was like, um, it's like, what do you do with your arm? That's why everyone always points. They do the pointing or the. Maybe you could be doing that. But yeah, to try and make it just work as they're not going to be mega dynamic because they're and I want them to work together, but not as a vignette, so they're interlinked. So you can use them separately in games because I'm totally going to make some scenarios for stuff or have some people that do rules already do scenarios for things. So they're not just going to be as a pair. So it could be like Sophie needs to find hands to get the next leaflet batch or whatever. So, but all that sort of stuff works out when I start talking to the sculptor and we have that. But if you have any cool ideas, be like, oh, that'd work for the suitcase. So I do need to go. And I've gone through the things. I wish I could delete the first 15 minutes of me moaning, but if you've made it this far, congratulations. If you made a point and you'll end up as an NCO in Bolt Action Army, yes. I like the idea of the leaflet conjuring, like they're just coming out the sleeves, like. But yes, I'm really really looking forward to being able to tell more of these stories. And so once all these are out and people got them, then I'm going to go and start revisiting places to do like more bulked out packs of partisans rather than just characters as well. So I've got all that to come. But I'm hoping that the first Kickstarter does well enough that that can then fund those sculpts and fund more of the blanks that will then make the next sculpts not cost as much and all that sort of stuff. So thank you. I don't know, I'm clapping. I just want to make sure I end this on a high because of I was just like, hey guys, washing machine's broke. People would sing in next door. um, what else was moan about? Alone, with die alone. But anyway, so thank you. Yeah, everyone's been really cool. And have a look at the newsletter. There might be a link in the thing, probably. If you haven't liked all this, do that too. I'm gonna go meet some chums and then come back and look at this stack of books and go. But yeah, it'll be good. I'm really looking forward to it. That's the takeaway. Again, I'm trying to make up for my little like rant at the start, but that's what you get. It's Annie's Sunday morning coffee, and I am in a bit of a blur. So I'll try and take it easier today. Oh yeah, I could take my clothes next door. I've no idea if the clothes that I half washed are good enough or not, but if I smell at partisan, I don't. You didn't smell anything. That's the end point. Right. See you all. Thanks for your support as always. Bye.